Hello, and welcome to Math Matters. I'm Miss Ott, and today we are going to learn about plane and solid figures. For today's lesson, you will need paper and a pencil. Go ahead and get that now. Today, we are going to think about plane and solid figures, also known as two-dimensional and three-dimensional shapes. We are going to think about how they are the same and how they are different, and we are going to think about where you see these shapes around your home. At the end of today's lesson, you will be able to identify, describe, compare, and contrast plane and solid figures according to their characteristics. What is the same about these two shapes? What is different? Take a moment to write down your ideas. The blue cube on the right is a three-dimensional shape. It has length, width, and height. The orange square on the left is a two-dimensional shape. It only has a length and height. These are all examples of two-dimensional shapes. What do you notice about these shapes? What do they have in common? What is different about them? Write some ideas down on your paper. How is a circle different than a triangle, square, and rectangle? Well, the first thing you might notice is that triangles, squares, and rectangles all have straight line segments called sides. A square has 4 sides. A triangle has 3 sides. Rectangles also have 4 sides. A circle is curved. It does not have any sides. You might also notice that triangles, squares, and rectangles have angles. An angle is formed when 2 sides meet. We call the corners of each shape a vertex. Since a circle does not have sides, it cannot have any angles or vertices. Any part of the circle is curved. These are examples of three-dimensional shapes. What do you notice? Take a moment to write down how they are different from two-dimensional shapes. The face of a three-dimensional shape looks like a two-dimensional shape. This cube is made up of squares. Each face is a square. There are 6 faces on this cube. Cubes have edges. Edges form when 2 faces meet. You can trace the edges of any 3D shape with your finger. Go look for something that is shaped like a cube at your home. Trace the edges of the cube with your finger. How many edges do you count? There are 4 edges across the top, 4 edges along the sides, and 4 edges along the bottom. There are 8 edges altogether. A vertex or corner is formed when 2 edges meet. Look at your cube again. How many vertices, the plural of vertex, can you count? On a cube, there are 8 vertices. What do you know about these shapes? What is the same? What is different? Think about what you have learned so far. Determine if each statement is true or false. Write a T or F on your paper as they appear. All of these figures are made of squares and triangles. True or false? That statement is true. Let's try another one. All of these figures are three-dimensional. True or false? That statement is false. Figure A and figure C are two-dimensional or plane shapes. Figure B has 5 edges. True or false? That is false. Figure B is a triangular prism. It has 8 edges. Nope, it's not. It's a square pyramid. Here are the answers to the true and false statements. All of these figures are made of squares and triangles. True. All of these figures are three-dimensional. False. Figure A and figure C are two-dimensional. Figure B has 8 edges. True. Now let's try this question. Which figure has exactly 8 vertices? Remember, you can use a cube in your home to help you. The answer is D, the cube. The cube has exactly 8 vertices, or corners, that you can count. Two-dimensional shapes and three-dimensional shapes have similarities and differences. We see them everywhere in the world around us. Think about something that you are still wondering about shapes, and something that you learned today. When the video ends, write your ideas down. In today's episode of Math Matters, we learned about two-dimensional and three-dimensional shapes. Try to find examples of these shapes in your house today. I'm Miss Ott. I hope you have a great day and keep on counting.